Hello, good afternoon, Sovereign. Saturday, 25th of March. Look at the sky, it's chemtrail free. Oh, yeah, we're loving it. Right, we're feeling positive. A few updates, what's happening, what's going on, what to tell you. I'm feeling powered. The group's doing good. People are asking about, most asked, frequently asked question is about your person, about dissolving the trust, about the CES2 KV, about the liability that's given to us via the person. So, what have I done? What have I done? I wrote to Theresa May when she was the Home Secretary, and I served a notice of intent and a statutory declaration, a statement of truth regarding who I am, what I am governed by, that I uphold the basic law of England, common law, with regards to the statute law, that I don't have that given to me by default, that would be given to me by consent only. And basically, in that notice I said that I claim my person as the interested third party. I haven't become the secured party, I'm the interested layman, and I've pointed out that I'm aware of this. I said that I enclosed an oath, my own oath of allegiance to the landmass England and its people, the environment, the animals. It wasn't an oath to the barons. So that was, statutory declaration with regards to your person, notice of intent, statement of truth. Served it to the council where I live, the local borough. You serve it to the Home Secretary, now it's Amber Rudd, is it not? Then you serve the police if you want. We've got other notices where you can serve, lawful objection notices. What's come up next is that in 2015 the USA outlined a training regime program for how to deal with sovereigns in the capacity of an officer, a policeman, a peacekeeper, an agent, a federal agent. I've posted the video link from YouTube into Sovereign Solicitors. I appreciate that people on YouTube aren't in Sovereigns or don't have Facebook, so I have to communicate with the other people, the other half of the freeborn sovereign movement, via video, and Facebook is for the ones that have the accounts, obviously. So it is not a violent movement. It is not a movement that the authorities need to be concerned about with regards to any kind of malicious intent. There is no malicious intent. We are a consciousness, a collective consciousness of people that understand that we are freeborn via the waters of our mother, and the God, creator, whoever that God you choose to be, is. And then we, through a process of registration, documents, submissions, and non-disclosed contracts and a secret language, contracted into what's called the CES2 KV and the trust fund, the birth certificate fund. There is an international monetary fund, national insurance number given to us when we reach 16 or the working age of 18, of which you start contributing your financial contributions to the Crown State, who manage your birth certificate. It's nothing rocket science, it's nothing violent, it's nothing hate speech, it's nothing illegal or anything to be scared of, or even a conspiracy. It is mostly sourced, referenced, proven, and defined within the legislation that we find in .gov.uk, and the processes of which we have employed, and the results of which we have got when dealing with corporations as a living man, as a layman, if you want, as a sovereign, as a freeborn. Makes no difference, it's all the same. You are a person and you are a man, or a woman, a woman. When we say men, man, we mean men. And when we mean men, we mean womb men, all of us. So yeah, it's a little bit scary that they're trying to put people off, and by saying that the sovereign movement is some kind of movement that is aggressive. No, not in any way. It's peaceful. Peace, love and light is the motto. Yeah, it's to bring the ones that are sleeping in the dark as zombies, paying, submitting, registering, having benefits put upon them as not the executor. as the trustee and the beneficiary. Look at mercantile law. Statute is given the full force of the law by the consent of the governed. We've proven this. We've shown you where it's written. This is legislative rule. If we do not have a choice, then we're in a dictatorship, which means the wars that have happened and the death and the misery, Hitler, World War II, World War One, these are the two main ones. Afghanistan, who have we got here? Gaddafi. Who else are we taking out in the name of freedom and equality? Saddam, Bin Laden. Right, so we're told freedom, equality, peace, love. What do? Kill, rob, lock up, poison, torture, lie, mislead. So it's not quite as it seems, is it? No, nothing is. That's where we come in. Translation. If I or anybody in the Sovereign Solicitors group, such as administrators or moderators, are to consider acting upon your legal behalf or lawful behalf, or to give you remedy, we will now go forward and say we will want power of attorney to be dealt, to be able to be legal permission to be dealing with your case. If we do not have power of attorney, then we cannot ring up and inform people or give cease and desist. You can do this yourself though, so we'll tell you the words to say, or you can give a friend a power of attorney. It'll be a lot quicker. Get them to act on your behalf. This is because I am not licensed by the Temple Bar to use legalese. I'm not trained to use legalese. I'm not in the Law Society. So when I ring up and say I'm David and I'm from Sovereign Solicitors, it could be considered or construed to be a non-disclosure at the time. Bear with me, I know that I am an actual solicitor ringing up with power of attorney, licensed to use this language and to communicate with these corporate third-party interlopers and bodies. So what if they get confused? I am David and I am ringing up from Sovereign Solicitors. I'm not looking to mislead, I'm not looking to defraud, but common law could be broken here. So we'll keep it simple. Just say that I'm David and I'm a what did he say to say? I am the paralegal advisor. I am not licensed nor authorised to use a language or give legal advice. But what we can do is tell you what is most likely going to happen and give you different avenues of law to explore, which will result in different remedies being available at the end result. We can tell you what status to remain in. We can tell you when you're about to go into a contract and what contract that is, what type of contract. Obviously contract law via tacit tort or adhesion. Non-disclosure is given at the time. Means it's null and void. Ab initio, from the start. We have got ways that have worked. Somebody said the other day in the group, where are the winning strategies? Where are the winning letters? We are making accomplishments. We are having successes. I have, as I've said, not paid my council tax since last year. I'm still a walking man. I have not withheld the money. I have not argued it, and I have not paid it. I've made a conditional acceptance offer, and I wrote to the Section 151 Chief Financial Officer, and I outlined my conditional acceptance upon that, and I asked for proof of claim and proof of authority. Yes, I made a conditional acceptance. I didn't say I'm not taking it, I'm not accepting the offer. I didn't say that I'm accepting it. You know, if you argue it, if you pay it, and if you ignore it, it's all wrong. So you do what I've said and make the conditional acceptance, all is good. Then you can also finalise it with the opportunity to cure and notice of intent. Then you've done everything to remain in law, in line with accordance. You do not ignore things. Ignorance, it does work. I've got a friend that ignores everything. He's fine. He's had people at his door. He hasn't got any vehicle parked outside. He's ignored the door. It's been going on 4 years. No contact, no contract. It works, but people can get in on gas safety things now and get warrants for safety and this, that, the other. So, you know, we need to remain honourable. We are not a violent movement. And when we go to court and when we win, we get the paperwork to tell us, to show that we've won. The establishment, namely the support officers that come and the execution orders that are given for the taking control of goods and warrants, and they come to the property, the people show the paperwork to say, hey, this is what's happened, and it gets ignored. So this is the concerning part for me. They're making out the sovereign movement is a violent one. It needs to be you know, with caution, and basically that we're going to be upheld and threatened. No, we're not. We're not going to confuse them with paperwork. It's not our fault that we know more law than what the actual policeman does. The policeman who's at the side of the road, he's the one who's there to provide impartiality and pass his judgment, and to keep the peace, and to uphold, you know, his oath as he is employed to do via the taxpayers. Now, when he doesn't do this, and we point that out to him, and we point out that he's also speaking a secret language which is governed by society, simple, pure fact, true, legalese, temple BAR, they get upset. Then they start asking if we are the driver. No, I have a person, and my person is the driver. It's a simple thing. I am the man. I don't need a license to drive. I have a right to travel, and I have a private mode of conveyance, or a pleasure craft. It's never a vehicle. I can prove that I own it via the bill of sale, not through the V5 registration logbook. When I sign for things, I use a thumbprint, or I might sign with my initials and then put VC before the initials, V coactus, signing without liability. You can also use UCC codes, but that's up to you. There's many and various ways of doing things, so you need to look at claiming your person, looking at the birth certificate, the CESTU KV. Obviously, if you get the long birth certificate and you're in America and you put a thumbprint on it and your national insurance number, you can unbond your certificate. This is an interesting way, dissolving the trust and having it validated, having an ecclesiastical deed poll performing on it. You know, these are all up for discussions. I've done the way I wanted to do. I've claimed it in a simple way via using Royal Mail, serving the appointed government official wards of the state in their official capacity, and not having it unrebutted. So there, you can also write an oath to the barons. I wouldn't send it to the barons. You can send it, write it, sign it, send it yourself, and never open it. Make copies of it before you do. That shows intent. You can make your own oath up. So yeah, quick update, what we're doing, where we're at. I'm a bit annoyed about people saying that you know, the establishment is to consider that we're a violent, malicious, hate spreading movement or family or community, when that's quite the opposite. We say peace, love and light. We have no weapons, we're unarmed, we are a spiritual movement, hence the name on my channel, Indigo Child. Yes, I'm a fully grown man, but we're all children of God, children of the Creator. If you go to court with a brief, a barrister, a lawyer, you are viewed in the eyes of the court, the crown, as a child. You are not able to represent yourself as the man, or you need to have your hand held. You need to look at maxims of law. When we quote things, we look at the maxims, and we look at what they view and how they view. You need to look at the different types of law, but the frequently asked questions, persons, birth certificates and trusts, you're not going to get no money from this. You are not going to get a big check out of it. You're not going to get money transferred to a bank account, no. And you can't get away with committing a crime. If you want to go out there and do something to harm, injure or loss or defraud another man, then you are not getting any help from me, any help from the group, and you deserve everything you get. We do not advocate causing harm, injury, loss, breaking common law, or using any kind of knowledge contained here in these videos, my channel, or sovereign solicitors, as a way and means of defrauding or decepting people. This is the movement of what we are against: fraud and deception, claiming of souls, claiming of rights, saying people are lost and dead at sea, non-disclosed contracts, secret languages, secret dogma, glossa, text. We are not having it no more, and it's come to the end. So yeah, I hope you understand that. Get sorting out your person, your statutory declaration, your notice of intent, your affidavit, your statement of truth. Look who to serve them to. Look at the oath to the barons if you want. Look at the notices we've got to your local constabulary. You must continue to pay your MOT tax and insurance, because if you don't, the big gang outside will stop you, and they will impound your vehicle. They will put it at a charge. You will lose your transportation. not your public mode of conveyance, because they don't recognise it. When you fight these people, I strongly advise that you go as the private person. Don't try and say you are a freeborn or a free man, or even though we are, the system doesn't recognise, or neither the courts, the living body and flesh. So you need to know how to be a private person, how to protect your person and be a private person, aka a man. But if you don't know how to do that, you go into a court de facto, not a court de jure, and you start spouting things about constitution and God and privacy and inherent, then you're not going to get it. You're going to get the legislation and the United Nations Human Rights Act, stuff like that, to back you up only. So things to bear in mind. We have a de facto government. We don't have a real government. It's a de facto one, a false government, a de facto court system, not a court de jure. Yeah, and then the last bit, peace, love and light. I'll see you in a bit. Enjoy the sunshine. Ciao for now.